Back by popular demand, you guys wanted it, so here you go, another game in SEAHORSE. Didn't think I'd start off my day by talking about a man jacking off on Twitter, but here we go. My friend Brian Pickles sent me a link to this tweet from well-trusted and respected gaming news media outlet Polygon. That was hard to say. Nick Robinson, the video content producer over at Polygon, and he wanted to share some thoughts with all of his followers, with all of Twitter. No offense, but anyone who acts like they didn't jack off to Crystal from Star Fox Adventures is lying to you. It's quite the bold and honest statement to make on your Twitter here. I'm not about to self-incriminate or anything, but I totally support his right to tell the truth. I mean, to share his opinion on whether or not we all jack off to Crystal. Now, to some of you out there, this might just be the run-of-the-mill shitpost tweet, and I would totally agree with you. Just harmless. Just a harmless accusation thrown out into the mire of Twitter. 589 retweets and 2,055 likes don't lie. We're a proud and disgusting bunch of people, but we're unified on this topic. This would just be a run-of-the-mill shitpost, except for one tiny fact. It caught the eye of a very prominent third-right, third-wave feminist video game organization. Literally, Anita popped in. She had some feelings about this. Reading from bottom to top. Here we go. Nobody in our office feels that way about Crystal. In fact, we find her character deeply disappointing. Here's why. Plug to my video about Crystal in Star Fox Adventures. Tweet number 2. She's literally trapped in a crystal. Finding a female character who is damseled and stripped of her agency arousing is kinda gross! TBH. I just hate it when they use literally and gross. It's gross. It's gross because it's kind of rapey. It's a synonym for rapey. They want to accuse him of being a rapist, but they don't want to go too far to get that libel suit. I know what's going on. I've been called gross 1 or 2 times. Attitudes like this are indicative of just how male-dominated gamer culture remains. Newsflash, we don't care about your boners. Let me stop you right there, feminist frequency. Are you saying that only men have penises? Oh, I've activated my trap card, feminist frequency. You're the one who's defining genders right now. Just got played by a seahorse. I can shoot a load and drop an egg all in one to whatever I feel like. May or may not be a Fox and a Slave Leia get up, okay? What do you got to say to that? Let me break this down and explain why I want to talk about this tweet. It comes in the wake of another very harmless tweet that cost a man his job. I'm talking, of course, about Colin Moriarty of Kind of Funny Games. He went separate ways. They said it was, a mutual type of thing. It had nothing to do with the tweet, but we all kind of know it had something maybe to do with that tweet. This is the one tweet too far that broke the camel's back, okay? Colin Moriarty on March 8th, 2017. Peace and quiet. Hashtag a day without a woman. I know what you're thinking right now. Okay, well, this guy made a dad joke. We shouldn't give him too much flack for it. Maybe it might be offensive to somebody out there. But apparently in this day and age, that's good enough to lose your job over, that the witch hunt, you're already being burned at the stake. So now we're gonna kick it up a notch and tell everyone how they jacked off to a anthropomorphic wolf lady from a game on the GameCube that's not even any that good, but that's beside the point. What do you do? I mean, what's Polygon's... All I want to know is, what's Polygon's next move? Because here we are. Polygon put out an article on March 13th that says, Kind of Funny co-founder Colin Moriarty quits in wake of sexist tweet. Okay, that's a clickable title there. That's enough to get some money going. So in a sense, Polygon has profited off of sharing this story about Colin Moriarty leaving because of a sexist tweet. So they've already defined that, yes, indeed, that little tweet was sexist in their mind. So what's their next move here? What's the damage control that's gonna happen for one of their own? Are they gonna publish Polygon video content creator makes a kind of gross tweet about a Star Fox character and Feminist Frequency puts him on blast? Turn off your ad blocker and click this article to read more, and this better not be on archive.is, because archive.is is a gross website. Now, speaking as a male and female with a lot of expertise in this field, what are the elements that go into jacking off? Well, first, it's setting the scene. You've got to get a comfortable environment, preferably private. You get out your lubricant of choice, or maybe you raw dog it. And then you try and create an out-of-body experience where you take a trip to imagination land and you're playing a role. Maybe it's you, maybe it's your ideal image of yourself, and then you choose a partner, and that partner can be anyone or anything that you choose. It's just inside your head. The only rules in place that dictate your jacking off experience are the ones you set for yourself. There are many paths in the road to jacking off, but there's only one finish line, and we're all trying to get there, and sometimes we go in our own special way. Different strokes for different folks, as they say. So I sat down and I watched through that video that Feminist Frequency posted, just so I could better contextualize why you can't jack off the crystal. And it all comes down to the topic of agency. So for those of you not familiar with Star Fox Adventures from 2002 on the GameCube made by Rare, Crystal the Fox is ironically trapped in a crystal by this lizard guy throughout most of the game. The reason he can't jack off to Crystal is because she got trapped in this crystal, therefore she has no agency or free will. So jacking off to somebody trapped in a crystal is akin to jacking off to somebody that's being held in a rape dungeon of some kind. And that's no good. What gets me the most about this whole Twitter war going down between Feminist Frequency and Nick Robinson is this little point that Feminist Frequency tried to make to take the high ground in the situation. Nobody in our office feels that way about Crystal. How do you know that? How do you have that kind of information, Anita? I'm just imagining it now in my head, okay? You're working in the offices of Feminist Frequency, and you're called into a mandatory meeting. Alright, my tokenly diverse colleagues, do you know why I've called you here today? What about you, Kevin? Kevin, do you have any guesses? Is it about that Let's Play footage that I stole and I put into one of your videos so we could pretend like you were playing the games you said you were playing? No, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. Keep up the good work. I'm ready to entertain one more answer before I tell you why we're all here. Xerxes, lay it on me. Why are we here today?
Is it because we ran out of things to complain about, and according to our business model, complaints equal money?
Close. This is actually about a new complaint that I have with a very gross individual on Twitter. I sent out an email with a questionnaire that I would like for all of you to fill out, and it's completely anonymous. So I'm gonna leave the room and I'm gonna have you answer the question, okay? The question is, what video game character do you jack off to in your spare time? It's completely anonymous. No data is being taken here. Your job is not on the line. I'm gonna leave the room and I will be back in 5 minutes.
My answer's kinda gross, but as long as it's not Crystal, I think I'm fine.
Hey everyone, I'm back. I just wanted to reiterate that nobody's job is on the line, but I just figured since we're all team members here, we're all adults, that we're just gonna go ahead and read off our answers one at a time. Okay, let's start with you, Cuckfield. Well, I don't have too much spare time anymore like the old days, on the account of I'm spending all my time raising my wife's son, but when the moment calls, I like to jack off to Crystal from Star Fox Adventures. You what? Oh, you gross son of a... Wait a minute, I know what you're thinking. I'm not jacking off to the image of Crystal that's trapped in the crystal. I am jacking off to the crystal that was free before she got trapped in the crystal. And also the crystal that appears on Star Fox Command for the Nintendo DS. Oh, well that's completely okay then. I rescind my previous gross. But let it be known, you're on thin ice, Cuckfield. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Okay, Xerxes, what do you flick the bean to?
I prefer to stroke my little man in the boat to images of Birdo from Super Mario Bros. 2. The first transgender character in video game history. It's 2017. Come on.
Excellent answer, Xerxes. I would expect no less from you. Cuckfield, take some notes. Alright, Marcus, it's your turn. Remember, nothing is on the line here except for your job, which is not on the line.
Well, my answer is kinda unconventional and a little obscure.
Out with it, Marcus. No one's here to judge you.
Well, when I like to jack off, I like to picture me and Saber from Dinosaur Planet in a gay, human, furry type of relationship that involves consensual sex. That's what I wrote on this paper.
Marcus, clean out your desk and get the hell out of here.
What? What did I say? I thought that's something you'd like to hear. It's a gay, furry relationship.
Don't you get it by now, Marcus? This is an issue of fictional character agency. Where does Saber come from? Dinosaur Planet, a canceled game. You can't get any less agency than being a character from a canceled game, you gross, sick individual. Get the fuck out! Don't you dare put me down as a reference when you're looking for another job in the unemployment line. From now on, every place that you go to will see your resume with a giant red gross stamp on it. You're dead to me. Meeting adjourned. It never gets any easier. No matter how hard I try to push my warped ideology, there's always someone out there that's trying to make me look bad. That's okay though. At least I know I have you, Crystal.